Have you noticed anything different?
Did you cut your hair?
Oh my gosh, I did.
I love it.
Oh, thank you.
You've
Yeah,
lost like 6 inches.
I did cut a lot of hair. Yes. And see, that's why you have friends, because then they have talents you don't have.
Hairdressers always give me trouble too. I'll walk in, I let it grow until it's like halfway down my back, and they're like, but your hair is so long and so beautiful and you take good care of it. And I'm like, yes, but I want to like cut it to here and I'll see you in another year.
Right? Exactly. So, yeah, but I was very
So
excited because today I finished my last few chapters of my novel to send to my beta reading group. So I was like, oh, isn't that sweet? What's my new project?
yay, I finished the first draft.
No, so basically I sent it to my beta readers. I just want to do one more edit of it and then I'm going to actually start querying it. So.
Oh, so it's not first draft, it's like a third draft.
No. It's like my umpteenth draft. Alrighty, so I have a green rooibos tea today. Excited about that one.
I just have mango, but I do have this.
My goodness, great. What is that, like a cheesecake?
It's a cinnamon roll with cream cheese frosting.
Oh my goodness gracious, that looks delicious.
That I made.
I just came from work, so I literally have no snacks. I'm going to eat dinner after this, but just have my tea to keep me fueled for the moment. Well, I'm excited about today's episode. Are you?
I'm very excited about today's episode. I'm so ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get into this episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tea and Tales. I'm Madeleine now.
And I'm Sarah Sampson. We want to thank everybody for listening to us and commenting on our posts, especially Tracy Smith Mathis and Band Boost HQ. Thank you both for following us and for engaging with us. So today's episode is super exciting because we're getting into the holiday season. We thought we would talk about gifts that authors like.
When we decided that we were going to do this episode, I already had like 17,000 ideas in my head of what I wanted and what I needed. And writers and authors and readers can never have enough. And I know this episode is called Gifts for Authors, but honestly, authors are readers in this community where authors need readers and readers need authors. This is a combined episode for both the needs of the author and the reader. Wink, wink, you might or might not think about getting one or all of those things for me, is all I'm saying.
I'm glad you have a lot of ideas because I don't have very many ideas.
Here's my problem though. I discovered Shein, and then you see all the cute little things that you can get on Shein, and I'm like, oh, I want that. I buy none of it, but it's just fun to look at it. You just, look at someone longingly and be like, I wish I had a laptop stand. If someone could just get that for me, wouldn't that be nice? First of all, I did mention the laptop stand because I think, so each author writes in a different way. I do write on my computer, but I also use writing tools and notebooks and sticky notes and stuff like that. So this is kind of a mixture of people who enjoy working on their laptops versus people who enjoy writing everything out with their hands versus people who daydream about writing one day. So, okay, first of all, a laptop stand, because a lot of times I would be sitting in bed and then I would want to write, but then I'm like, no, but if I put my laptop on my lap, then it's going to get warm. And then I'm like, I am warm already. So a laptop stand would be perfect.
Or one of those pads that just goes under your laptop that has the fans that go up into it.
Yes.
Like, my husband got me one of those a few years ago I say a few years ago, it's like 10 years ago. And it was the most amazing thing that I could just put my laptop on it and have it on my lap. No problems. It made it was great.
Oh, no, that is like an awesome thing. Okay, and then of course, pens. One can never have too many pens. What pens, you ask? Any pens. Blue pens, yellow pens, gel pens, acrylic pens, pencils, coloring pencils, Cokies. You name it, we want it.
Pencils to write in to use the writing things with.
Like notebooks that are very pretty on the outside, but useful on the inside.
So my husband on deployment, he got this for me. I've got to show this to you. It comes in this amazing bag. Like
Ooh.
it's
Okay. Safety first. Love it.
drawstring, everything. But then look at this. Look at this beauty. Thick leather binding, pin clasp.
My goodness.
Letter opener. Teeny tiny. Isn't that adorable? Little
That
knife.
is adorable.
And it has a leather
bookmark
in it, and it has 2 colors of paper, white and brown, and comes with a pen holder. Look at that.
I mean.
Right? Oh, and then the best part about the whole thing. I know. You think, how can this get better? Look at this. You can pull that book out and replace it, so you can use this
different
over and
book
over.
in. That is awesome.
I forget what country he got it in. I wish I remembered where he was at the time.
That is very special, but I feel I will never be able to write in it.
I think one of the things you said earlier is key to all of this, because you have to know your writer and how they like to write. So I know one writer who she will only write with pens that are 0.3 pens. Anything bigger, wow. And she's like, can't. She needs that super fine point. And so the paper that you get her has to be able to handle that super fine point. Where I know others who are like, just depends on how I'm feeling today. Do I want to even use crayon?
It all depends. I was so excited because the other day I got a new desk, and oh my goodness, I was just like excited all over the place because I have a pencil case. Oh no, you can learn some South African lingo here. A space case. I have a space case, okay? Where I put like my scissors and my sticky notes and my pens and my everything else in it. And I was like, I mean, it's fine, but wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if it was on my table where I can see it all the time? And so then I got myself like one of those containers that has these slits in between. So now my pens and my scissors and everything is on display. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that makes me just want to write more. So another thing, a desk organizer.
Yes. So my husband is a really good gift giver. And so he's given me some great things. Like one year he was like, your desk is kind of a little rickety. And so for Christmas, I had a new desk. He's a really good gift giver, and I'm a terrible gift giver. And I feel like you always have to have one person who's a good gift giver and a person who's not a good gift giver so that something at least happens. He's always coming up with cool things that I didn't even think that I needed, like my wireless keyboard.
Oh my gosh, I can't with this man, honestly.
Right. But all of those little things build up to like a great gift list. Just
right.
They're practical, they're useful, but would I have bought it for myself? Maybe not.
Speaking about like a keypad, an armrest for your mouse when you work on your computer.
That's a good idea.
Got it. Okay, so this one, my sister actually got me this for my birthday. Okay, and that would be a tote bag. I mean, this one does look like it has lived 17 years. It's because I use it every single day. So basically it says book lover. Book lover, noun. A lover of books. Usually wishes that fictional characters are real and gets very emotionally involved in books. Beware. Never disturb a book lover when he or she is reading. Results can be fatal. Right? Loving it.
I love that one. Clever.
Yeah, right. And it's actually quite good quality because it hasn't broken yet and I put everything in this. So yeah. And connected to that one is like a sweater or a hoodie or a t-shirt that has like super fun book quotes on it or super fun book pictures on it. Yeah.
The one that reads, I'm an author, anything you say or do will be put in a novel. Yeah. I'm still waiting for that one. Just somebody please create this shirt.
Yes, somebody. Mm-hmm.
I'm a super, super practical gift giver. That's just the way that my family is. Like, I like blenders for a present. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm a weird person. But books that might be possible comps for my novels. And there's layers under this one. First off, because I'm always looking for comps, especially new ones in the last 3 years. Secondly, I like to feel like you're hearing me when I'm talking to you about my books. And if you're
Mm.
hearing enough about what it means that you're reading something, oh, this feels like this is similar to what she's writing. Maybe she'd like to use this and read this. Like now I feel seen and heard, and that you pay attention to what's going on in my work life. And
Hmm.
you give me something to read so I can get out
Put
of
it on your
my,
trophy rack,
yeah,
your
and
trophy
maybe
bookshelf.
be able to use it practically in my work. Now I can use it, and you've saved me research and you saved me time. And yeah, there's multiple layers to that one.
Speaking of people listening to you and actually knowing then what to give you. So I was so shooketh, I tell you, because for my birthday, my friend was like, okay, I got you a gift, but I want to give it to you. And I'm like, you can give it to me on my birthday. And she's like, no, but I think you're really going to like it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, woman, no, I don't want it now. Can you wait? And she's like, I hope you like it because I've been listening to your conversations and you kept talking about it. And I was like, my plan was working. At the back of my head, I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't want to give her the satisfaction. So she got me the whole Akatar series. Oh my gosh. And I was just like in such glee. They're so pretty. And best of all, they're all the same size. And then my heart was really happy because then I was like, I know that I babble a lot. I do know that about myself. But I'm so happy that someone actually listens through my babbling to the sensible parts that I do say. So, yes, that made my heart very happy. It's like, if you want to give me a book, please ask me what I want. Because as much as I love you, if you bring me a nonfiction novel, I'm just going to be like, it will gather dust up on my bookshelf. I shan't be reading that, unfortunately. But thank you for the suggestion. So you could just be like, you know what? Give me a list of 20 books that you would like. And then we will play Russian roulette with it or something. And so technically, I wouldn't know what you would give me, but I know I would like what you would give me.
Right. Or just ask me, so what are you reading right now? And then get something similar. You can go onto Amazon and say books like fill in the blank, and it'll pull up a list of 20 or 30 books that are similar to that.
Exactly, especially in romance. I mean, though, the funny thing though, I don't know if
Yeah.
you are the same, but if I have read a novel, I want everyone to read the novel. So I would literally buy that novel for them for their birthday and be like, oh, read this, it is amazing. Technically, I want to buy it for myself, but I would rather spend the money on giving it to someone else. Because, see, gift giving is my love language. So I love giving people gifts.
Especially if you put a lot of thought into that particular book so that you know it's in the genre that I like. I saw a really cute thing the other day where somebody scheduled to go to a convention to meet the author and have them sign the book that they then gave to their person as a present.
That's next level.
If you really want to impress your author,
If you really love someone, yep. Mm-hmm.
that book is going on the shelf in a gilded, like backlit, beautiful thing. This was an amazing gift.
Especially if someone flies from South Africa to America to go to a book signing and flies back. That's saying something. Getting an author or a reader a book is the best thing ever. That kind of links to gift cards because I feel you can get someone a gift card to a bookstore, but you can get someone a gift card to Amazon so they can get their stuff on Kindle, or they could buy their bookcase, or to a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts or a Pete's Coffee where they can, get their refill, or if they like bubble tea, I guess you could get them a bubble tea voucher, or to Staples or Michael's or Target. And what makes you think I've been to America that I know all these places?
Name some South African places they can get you cards at.
You can go to Exclusive Books. Basically, that's the best one to get your books from. Or we also have Starbucks here, or Seattle Coffee. That's a big one. Or you can go to Pick and Pay, or Checkers, or P&A. That's a good one. P&A. It's terrible. Once you get in there, you thought you had money in your bank account. Yep.
No,
So yes, gift vouchers.
I would especially love a voucher or a gift card to somewhere that is a good writing environment. So I can go and get a little spot of lunch, I think is how they would say it in England. Get myself a little nook corner table and write in a different environment than my office, because I
Smart.
find that when I do that, I write really well. So it's nice to
Mm-hmm.
just an
Just a different
afternoon by
scene.
myself,
Exactly. Though
food
it
and
starts
writing.
getting awkward when I sit in a Starbucks or somewhere and then I write and then I'm like, and then I have all these like movements and people are just like, what are you doing? Especially when it comes to the kissing scenes. Those do not end up looking great when you sit there. People are like, I feel we should ban you. What's happening here?
I had in Maryland a favorite Mexican restaurant I would go to write. I finished writing my first novel at that restaurant, and I wrote bits and pieces of others. It was brilliant. And
That's
so,
nice.
yeah, like places like that are just brilliant little nooks of inspiration. So those are some like less expensive options. Now, if you know your writer friend really well and you want to get something really special, so something that costs a little bit more, you know,
If you really love your friend and you really want to impress them, or you want to ask the girl that you like to marry you, these are the options for you.
these are like dream list tickets to a convention
Add that one as well.
as fantasy sci-fi writers, a comic-con, or take me to a Renaissance festival, things like that. Oh
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Just the inspiration and the joy and the experience and the people, that would be amazing.
Writer retreats for like a weekend or a week or something. That would be
Mm.
fantastic. Again, it kind of connects with the change of scenery.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would also say like subscriptions. So we as authors, and especially if you want to publish traditionally, Query Manager or Publishing Marketplace or
Mm.
websites we love to use to be able to check whether agents have had recent deals, what agents are looking for, and how long have they taken to look at your query, and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say subscriptions to those would be fantastic, or subscriptions to like masterclasses that agents have or that companies do,
Mm-hmm.
or even like the masterclass website.
Masterclass.com. Yeah, I got that for a year and it was tremendous, fantastic. I learned so much from great authors there. And I even branched out and used it for research because I could find people like world-class horse trainers teaching me things about horses that I never knew as an intermediate horse person who knows enough to be dangerous, you know? For people who have to do their own marketing, for your indie publishers, things like Canva.
Ooh,
Because
yes.
the free Canva only gets you so far. Or maybe they've talked about, oh, I have the free version. I just wish I could do this. Get them a month.
That's
Get them a
all.
month.
That's
That's
all.
it.
Or even like Kindle Unlimited, so that you can read as many novels as your heart desires. This is one that I keep forgetting about. It's literally standing on my desk, writing prompts. So I got this one
Ooh.
birthday from my friend. I did buy this in America, so Americans, you can find it. It's called The Story-matic. 6 trillion stories in one little box, which is really cute. You have two different cards. So you have a golden one and then you have an orange one. They have a whole list of things that you can do, but I usually do the easy one because I'm me. So the one gives you basically a character, and the other one gives you a situation. So, for example, person who can't go back. And then the other card would be the dispute escalates. So then you can write a story about that.
Just this morning, I was on one of my author groups and somebody was saying, I'm running out of ideas for prompts. Anybody have prompt ideas? There's 6,000 prompts right there in one box. Like, I need to go back and make that comment.
Right? There you go. Exactly.
One of the last things that I wanted to say for a good present, concept art of the idea.
Okay.
Especially as fantasy writers, high fantasy
Okay.
writers who create our own species, you can't find something. If I can't draw it, it's just going to stay in my head and explained in words, and hopefully somebody gets it. So, concept art of that species or that character. And then you're also supporting another artist who is able to make the art and be paid for it to give to the writer artist, or something like this that is thought provoking.
Look at
That, for those of you who are listening, it's a lightsaber.
what color? What color?
Right now it's purple, but Now it's green and yellow and red.
Oh,
I can decide what I want for the
that's
day.
fantastic.
Things like that inspire our stories and just are interesting things to have around. And this is like usable. And so me as a sword fighter, I'm able to actually go out and sword fight with it.
Just
It's
don't go
not
do
just a
that in the
decoration.
Starbucks. That might be dangerous.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I will have one last gift, but it's technically three combined in one. I feel if you are at a place in your life where you feel discouraged and you feel you don't want to write and you don't feel like you're a good writer, you should have a little basket that you can go to and get something out of that, whether it's snacks, whether it's a book. It is something you can go find comfort in, which then connects to, and Rose actually gave me this idea, is to have a goal-orientated reward system. We are so focused on the things we can't achieve and the things we suck at, and we don't actually celebrate the little wins that we have. Each win is important to build up to that big being published, being an author, being in someone's home, sitting on their bookcase type of vibes. And so, for example, like I just finished editing my novel for my beta reading group, which is actually a celebration to have. Or when you sent that first query that you wanted to do, or you sent your first draft to the first ever beta reader. It can be a small step that you take, but all those little victories, I feel you should have like a reward system that you give yourself, which then connects me to snacks. Never can you ever have too many snacks because
Especially when you're the type of writer who forgets to eat lunch.
listen, Sarah, that's a whole other conversation. I don't even want to.
I might be pointing at myself right now.
Snacks is life. That's what I'm saying. And books. So this is just like a few ideas that we kind of threw out there for if you have someone who's a writer or a reader. I feel like you can't go wrong with any of them.
And please comment what gifts you would want to have if we haven't mentioned it here today. Or send this episode to somebody who's a bad gift giver like me and you want to give them some ideas. We like to keep it short here on Tea and Tales. Get those fingers back on the keyboard and the pens back on paper.
And if you like what we're doing here and you want to be a part of this community, please go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Tea and Tales Podcast, and on TikTok and Twitter/X at Podcast Tea Tales. And if you want to support us, and we really would appreciate it if you do, then you can go to that purple icon on your device and go give us 5 stars, because that will bring us up to the top.
Happy writing.
Bye!